Good day, everybody. It is Thursday, 11:15 a.m. I have just arrived to the Birkhead Mountain Wilderness Area. It is on the north end of Uwharrie National Forest. So I'm going to be doing an overnighter. Temperatures are supposed to get down into the mid-20s, give or take. I'm all set for that. I'm going to be doing a gear review for you guys to show you what I'm using out there and explore some really interesting places. Some historical places. I got a few maps I want to show you guys, and this is the parking lot area. Right now I'm at the Trailhead right over here. Converted my made my walking stick out of an old wooden hockey stick, and yeah, if we see anything interesting along the way, we'll check it out. I'm pretty confident that there's going to be some water. It rained pretty good this last weekend, both Sunday into Monday. It was pretty intense. But this being the wilderness area, you can pretty much camp anywhere in this forest. There are some designated campsites. I'm going to be checking those out as well. It is hunting season, so I might have to suck it up and stick to the designated, already pre-made camping sites. I do want to bushwhack my way to an interesting location, which I'll show you on a map I printed out. So this is a good sign already that we have some nice clear looking water. Alright. So yeah, should be interesting hike. My pack is about 38 pounds. I kind of overdid it, brought a few extra things I I didn't really need. But this is a test run because I plan on doing more of this winter in early spring, because it's the best time of year to be out here. No bugs, no excruciating humidity. Just made it to the top of Cooler's Knob. It's one of the highest points in the Birkhead Mountain Wilderness at 935 feet. So with wilderness areas, there's supposed to be the least amount of fingerprints left behind by man. We're going to get a little bit more into what a wilderness area is later on. I don't know how old or new this trailblaze is, but you're only supposed to see one within a line of sight in a wilderness area. Hey, there goes another sign. Another one right there. Maybe they were put here before this place turned into a wilderness area. I believe it was back in 1986, so they could have been here prior to that. Yeah. So wilderness areas, yeah, they're quite unique. This land has been forested a while before it was again a wilderness area. Most of these trees were cut down. A lot of families been living here since the early 1800s. Also, where we're going to be going, there's some old gold mining. And before the great gold rush of California, this is where it all happened first. Not too far from here, back in 1799, something like a 17-pound gold nugget was discovered. Thus began the first gold rush in North America, here in North Carolina, the Uwharrie Mountain area. see a nice, interesting stone over there. So this sun is not too, this sun is pretty low up ahead. So it's kind of having a little trouble seeing the trail. So I am feeling every 38 pounds of this backpack, possibly 40. This is, I'll show you guys when I get to camp. This is not a backpack for this type of trip, a winter trip with all the extra gear. I was barely able to fit everything. I was going to bring my dog with me, but I knew it would have been a tough time because you're supposed to have him on a leash. I probably would have let him loose here and there, but I want to get back in shape before I bring him along. But yeah, this is good for maybe a summer trip, 20 pounds, but not it's not a 40-pound pack. So at the junction point of the Camp 3 trail, it loops and connects back to the Birkhead Mountain Trail, which I'm still on technically. Came from that way, heads on up that way. So the locations that I'm planning on camping are on this trail, or off this trail. So we'll see when we get there. Might just set up camp around Camp 3, check that out, and just hike around from there, get all set up and take care of that business and just enjoy the woods until the sun goes down. So I might take a break. I might as well show you what I somewhat had planned out here. So I'm about right here right now. This is Camp 3 trail. This is campsite 3. I believe there are a number of other campsites along this way. Want to visit these two particular locations because there's a nice little backstory. There is a nice stream where you could get some water, and this is a map I printed out from all trails. Campsite 3 is over here. These are those Bootleg Hollow and Fern Valley, and what I was thinking of following this brook right here and jumping, off trail and camping at this highest point in this particular location. I did on Google Earth. It's a pretty unique land feature in here, so I thought it'd be really cool to check it out, maybe even camp. Gonna be on the lookout again for hunters. I doubt there's gonna be any hunters out here tonight or this evening. I mean, they would have to literally just drag it back to wherever they parked, because again, you can't have any ATVs, motor vehicles out here in the wilderness area. So yeah, just figured to show you guys on the map where I'm at, my plans of action. Corner from campsite 3. I came up to my first mining pit, gold mine. Trying to figure out what type of contraption that is in there. Let's see if we can zoom in. Looks like a little handle over there. Yeah, maybe leave in the comments below if you know what this contraption is. Okay, so I believe I found campsite 3. Pretty big pit. Looks like it's cleared out over there and some makeshift benches. I think there's another fire pit. Let's take a walk over there. I do believe there's a stream down there. Gotta check that out. I think over there is a well. But I think I'm definitely gonna camp out here. Let me go check on down here. I think this is where I'm gonna make the fire tonight. Let's see. I gotta take this backpack off. Let's see, where could I put the tent? I'm thinking right over here. Looks kind of flat. Oh, that's cool. I could hang up something here. I don't know what that is. So, change of plans. I was here at campsite 3. There was hardly any wood and there was really no water source. So I, sucked it up and decided to head on down to see if I could find any more campsites, and I haven't. It's not getting any younger out, so the sun's going to be setting soon. It's about 2 o'clock, so I'm camping right around here. If we take a look at this map, right in Fern Valley, and we're going to go over Fern Valley in a few moments. Maybe not a few moments. You know what I want to do? Let me show you the campsite. So I'm just gonna set up in here. I'm gonna clear it out a little bit, and right over here we have North Prong Creek, and it's some nice flowing water. And this is where we're gonna get water for tonight to cook and make some tea. Alright, so I'm about halfway there. Got the tent set up. Got my little camping chair over here. Getting everything sorted. I'm going to be laying out the bed pretty soon. Sun's going down soon, so I got to move somewhat fast. Over there, I got plenty of firewood. Still got to collect some water. Got these rocks from the brook. I'm gonna have a little fire. I can't be out here without a little fire. Ooh, the water's nice and cold. Give you guys a little peek inside the tent, getting the bed set up. So what I have here on top is the Thermarest Neo Air Extra Light NXT. This was made in early 2023. It's R rating of 4.5. Underneath, I have the foam pad. This is this is Ozark Walmart R rating 2. So that's 2 plus 4.5. So now you got 6.5, and under here you get to add at least 1. So we're talking about an R rating of 7, which brings you down to around negative 15 degrees. So I'm pretty much set with this. I do have, this is a 30-degree sleeping bag. It's supposed to get down into the mid-20s tonight, so I'm definitely going to be putting this thing to the test. This is also Ozark Walmart. Real cheap. This compression sack I got from REI, which means ridiculously expensive inventory or items. I did bring a quilt. I'm gonna see if I have. Actually, I'm pretty impressed with Ozark because they gave the it's called the ISO, which is an international standard for rating sleeping bags temperature wise. If I could find it later, I could show you. I purposely brought it along, but they actually showed the 30 degrees is the middle. It's the T, I believe the T limit, which is the temperature that a male could withstand and be somewhat comfortable in 30 degrees in the sleeping bag. Anything above that, it's choice. Like if you're at 40 degrees, it'd be great. But this doesn't function unless you have a quality shielding underneath. So this I'm going to be throwing inside the sleeping bag for that, to add that little extra warmth tonight. I'll layer up if I have to. Of course, I'm failing unzippering this right now. I'm at an odd angle here. Let me get over here. There you go. So yeah, so this is the sleeping system. I'll throw this in here now. I'll set this up later. So right now it's 3:45. Sunset's a little bit currently after 5. So I still got some prepping, setting up to do. If you're wondering, this runs about $200. At its widest angle, it's 25 inches. I got the 20-inch previously, and I returned it because it was just too narrow. And I'm not that big of a guy either, so I recommend if you're going to go for the Thermarest, the NXT, go with the 25-inch. If you're bigger, maybe go for the larger. Oh, also, before I forget, got this this pillow, inflatable pillow. I love this thing. I've used it a few times now. It was recommended from actually a Canadian YouTuber, camper, and he was using this in like 15 below 0 Celsius, and I think even more. So I mean, if that's good enough for him, it's good enough for 25 degrees. What you do is you just blow into this and voila. All right. You're not going to believe this. The sun just went down over there. And I was out scouting for more firewood. And lo and behold, I came across this actual campsite. So I hustled my little tushy there, almost went ass over tea kettle, and came to this beautiful spot. The Camp 3 trail is up that way. Just you could barely make the trail out. I came up that way. Yeah, so this is so much better. Had to set my. I actually carried the tent through the woods. It was about 200 yards from where I was originally, in the middle of woods. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. There's some firewood already here for me, so I'm going to be breaking this up, see what I could cut up over there. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, once it starts getting a little dark, I'm going to start cooking. Then I'm going to find out who is Vola. Now it's time for step 2. Did not think that would fit in the mug there. So I'm curious to see how this camera works at night. So let's light this puppy first. There we go. Yeah, so what I'm having tonight is, I don't know if you could see that, beef stroganoff. This is pretty much the most popular out there. Everyone has good reviews about this particular freeze-dried meal. It does require 13 fluid ounces. I put 16 in. You know, always give yourself a little extra. Once this is heated up, we tear it open and chow time. So I also wanted to show you, I did find, let's see if we could see this in the light. You can see right there at 31 degrees, that's the T limit. A lot of cheap sleeping bags. Again, this is Ozark. It was from Walmart. It was about $45. Tested it once at 40 degrees. It was very comfortable. It wasn't bad at all. Tonight, so far, it feels okay, but again, it's supposed to get down into the mid-20s, so it's going to be a good test, you know, with the quilt that I have inside of it as of the moment. But here are the specs, you know, in case you're interested in looking for some type of budget. So while this is heating up, little campfire story. So we are, you know, we're off of Camp Trail 3, and there are a few different locations, such as it's called Bootleg Hollow, Fern Valley, and the Gold Rush Mine, which we passed earlier. So we're located right now in Fern Valley. Bootleg Hollow is a little bit more to the right, down the trail. But the story goes, and we'll talk about Bootleg Hollow too. The story goes, Bootleg Hollow got its name from the story of a gun battle between revenue agents and bootleggers at the site of their moonshine still along the creek in that hollow. So now Fern Valley is filled with its namesake, but there is also a story of Alfred Haynes, who supposedly grew weary of his wife and made plans to run away with another man's wife. They disappeared, but she returned a month or so later. He was never heard from again. The stories told or suggest he was caught by a woman's husband and was buried somewhere in Fern Valley. It's perhaps near where the trail crosses the North Prong and Hannah's Creek in Fern Valley. So perhaps his ghost still wanders these lonely nights. I hope not. That would not be cool. If I do hear something in the middle of the night, I'll be sure to turn my camera on. Without a doubt. So yeah, I'm gonna cook this meal, drink my Guinness, and probably bed down. I got a few more pieces of wood burning over there. Probably burn those and call it a night. So it is 9:45. It's morning time. Right now I'm on the Camp 3 trail. It's not an easy trail to follow. As you can see, there's really no path this time of year. And I did just wander off a little bit. It's right up here. So I had a decent night up until like 5:30 in the morning. Woke up to flashlight shining on my tent. Pretty close. I did hear footsteps, one set of footsteps. I don't know who in their right mind would be hiking at 5:30 in the morning. And I said, oh, you know what, it's probably a hunter. I mean, we're pretty far out here, so if he did happen to catch something, he's going to have to drag it out because you can't have any motorized vehicles out here. So I said, okay. Then for the next 15 minutes, different angles, different different footsteps, distance, closer. Started hitting my tent again, the flashlight. I was like, yeah, what's this guy doing? I was getting a little nervous. Not cool. Not cool at all. There's no... hopefully it was a hunter. They were definitely checking out my campsite, probably wondering if someone's actually there. I mean, I had my chair set up outside. Had my fire burner. Ooh, got a little incline here. So yeah. So I got up shortly after that. Made a little fire. Made some tea. Packed up, hiked around a little bit. Now I'm headed back. Alright, made it to the top. So I'm going to be going north. This is the junction where the Camp 3 trail meets Birkhead Mountain Trail. This is campsite 5. It's right off the trail here. I wouldn't recommend camping over here. I mean, it's a nice view actually. It's not too bad. I take that back. Maybe I would camp out here. Maybe set the tent up over there or something. But yeah, make sure you get the right temperature sleeping bag. You know, I pushed my luck with the 30 degrees Ozark. It's not bad. If you're going to be at 30 or 40, then definitely, if you're looking for something budget. But yeah, it hit about 20 degrees last night. And scrumming around with that quilt made it a little uncomfortable, but nonetheless I had a decent night's sleep. Again, other than that camper, hiker or hunter, whoever he was. Yeah, that wasn't cool, man. If you're listening to this, yeah, cut that shit out. That wasn't nice. You can't be doing that. Maybe he was pissed off. He thought nobody would be out here on a Friday morning, 20 degree weather. Wanted to set up camp, set up a hunt. But yeah, let me head on down. If I see anything interesting, I'll pop back in. I'm going to conclude the video here due to physical difficulties. The backpack has made it tough to walk, talk, and film at the same time. We'll be making some equipment changes in the future for my next adventure, 25-pound goal. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Silverwoods out.